Na 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 na. Dude, the first time I ever got an STD test. I kind of did come here to watch this. A lot of people are going to judge that negatively. I just want you to know. Aaron Rodgers would probably beat up the Beatles.
I'm saying it's right.
I'm going to be honest with you. I would never take mushrooms with you anyway, let alone in this room.
Hang on, real quick. I think I just figured out why I don't talk very much. Because when I do talk, you don't fucking care anyway.
Yeah, it's true. Fake alien religion where you believe in something that at the same time you're arguing science. Which
actually, you know what? Aliens. I don't think I actually like a Tom Cruise movie. They're not my favorites. I was thinking pancakes.
There's late night pancakes.
We're having pancakes.
All we have to do is go somewhere
and believe.
And yes. And now a pack of batteries, which remember when I was joking around about how batteries are like $2? No, it turns out 2 batteries is like $7.
Dude,
and if you can't buy just 2.
No, it's a battery is worth like a half a dozen eggs these days.
So I just found out about that. Oh, buddy. Oh, it doesn't sing? Dude.
I'm all right that it didn't.
Oh, fuck. Is that the commemorative edition?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did it come with like the rest in peace card and everything?
Oh, no, I guess not maybe not that.
It's not that commemorative.
No.
But I assume. And the lizard thing pops up.
That's FV.
Oh, shit!
That's that one!
I didn't realize, if you look at it, it's like a clarinet built into it.
It's a flute.
Oh, my God. Oh. Wait, that's like a music toy. This is like an educational toy? Did it come with a little note? Why don't you go ahead and explain to everybody what it is we're doing here?
What lights up? I didn't even see it lighting up.
2 dudes playing with toys.
What's this button do?
Yeah, it lights up. Go play the Zord one again. Yes, I said Zord. They called their Zords. Oh, god damn,
I think
dude.
I did it the right way.
Let's get it. Dude, that pumps me up. On my way here tonight. There's no drum fill. Never noticed that? It's just...
What's the first one?
Dude, I guess we're the biggest,
remember that, but...
I guess we're the biggest losers ever for having the knife. Talking about the show, I just called the thing a Zord. I remember that. It's a Zord.
All right, we're done.
Anyway, this is the commemorative Green Ranger flute/dagger. I guess it's a dagger.
It's a dagger.
Show,
if I recall. Dragon dagger. Yeah.
And
get it right. Respect on that shit.
I can't even. Anyway, Jason David Frank. Was that that was his name? He was an MMA fighter for many years. We're not really MMA guys. I'm kind of don't care. To me, he was the Green Ranger. For some reason, the Green Ranger would always lose his powers, and then he had to become the White Ranger in the movie and be the coolest guy ever.
It wasn't the movie.
No, in the movie he became the White Ranger, dude.
No, in the movie they got the ninja bullshit.
He became the White Ranger in the movie.
He became the fucking White
This
Falcon.
is not.
He stopped being the White Tiger and became the White Falcon.
I'm kind of sort of over it. The conversation at hand is that green is a way cooler goddamn color.
Well, yeah, he was a bad guy then, though.
That's
how he started.
I think
he was the bad guy.
Wow, I don't want to talk about the man.
Dude, he gave the fucking Rangers the business for fucking 6 straight episodes.
We're about to go somewhat woke on this show. I kind of think it's a little fucked up that they made him the White Ranger, and then he was like, he was sort of like the de facto leader at that point. Because before he was the leader, the Red Ranger was the leader. It was like known.
Yeah, no, it was Jason.
Like everybody wanted to be the Red Ranger. That's why I was the fucking Blue Ranger, because my mom fucking didn't get around to it.
You guys got the wrong ones. I had the red one.
Well, because your mom went on like October 1st. We didn't go till like 5 hours before.
Yeah, so all you had left was the
you got to be Billy.
Yellow and blue.
You got to be Billy, the Blue Ranger. God, let's do it. Trini was the yellow.
Correct.
Kimberly was the pink. Zach was black. And we're gonna have to edit the laugh out, buddy. It's not that bad. I'm going out.
It was
the Green Ranger was like the extra guy that popped in. So like if you
He
had
was-
more,
he was the bad guy.
remember in Mortal Kombat you could unlock Reptile?
yeah,
It was like that. It was like having the extra character.
and he was green.
and there was a bad Green Ranger.
He was the bad Green Ranger.
No, there was two.
No, it was him.
There was a fake one.
Tommy
and a real one.
Oliver. There was the character that Jason Dever played.
We are talking about. First of all,
Listen,
can you play the Zord song one more time? Because I want to get into that.
I don't know if I picked it up.
Put it in the microphone. This is not my breakfast. I'm Trent. That's Casey. That's Casey. Holy shit, dude! That makes sense because when that happened, it I haven't thought about Power Rangers in a million years. I like to be reinvigorated with my child spirit.
It's on Netflix.
Sometimes I think, yeah, I'm not doing it. Back to my other point about not engaging with things. I'm not getting into it, but let's go ahead and do the woke Power Ranger thing. They made the White Ranger the leader when he became the White Ranger. A little bit fucked up. It happened. You were there.
Yeah. Well, you don't remember the story though.
They had to go fight Ivan Ooze. Do I remember the story? No,
because you're
I
thinking
almost
he
just
became
called
the
you-
White Ranger
Hey,
in the movie.
in
He
my
became
woke-
the White Ranger in the TV show.
in my woke ass moment that I'm having after 3 episodes now, one unfilmed of me just saying nonsense. I almost just called you an F word we can't say ever. I'm sorry. I want to apologize for thinking it because I got upset. But no, I
You
don't
dare call me a fudge packer.
But I don't remember what happened on the show because, as you just revealed subtly to me, I have not spent the last 3 months watching it on Netflix.
all right.
So I guess you got me a leg up. Oh, by the way, Jason was the first Red Ranger. Who was the Red Ranger in the movie? What was that dork's name? Was it still Jason? It was just a different guy that played him?
They changed the name. Rocky.
I was gonna say that, but
Rocky.
I as soon as I thought it, I was thinking of the Three Ninjas, and I immediately remembered I had other shit going on back then. I wasn't just a Power Ranger.
Right. Yeah, you had.
I have less going on now.
Rocky and Tum
Yeah.
Tum.
I watched on the Cowboy Bebop live series, and I went online just to read, literally for the first time ever, just to read the comments. Anybody's not familiar with that show? It's a cartoon from Japan, and
Made a live action thing on Netflix.
I
Everybody's
enjoyed the
pretty much aware
show.
of that
It was fun. I don't know if everyone's aware of it because I disengaged from everything altogether about it until it was time for the comments about the live action show because I was like, some of these hardcore motherfuckers are going to be out here. And otherwise, well-to woke folks, if you will, are out here just getting after it. And that's all I got to say about that. So, no, I can't engage with the Power Rangers thing because I'm afraid people are going to be like, and then that guy killed himself and say bad things. Like, he clearly had mental issues, okay? Everywhere he went for 20 years, he was a great MMA fighter. And everywhere he went, people made fun of him for being a Power Ranger. It's like, bro, like when you're a little kid, I was 5 years old. I thought these motherfuckers knew karate. Every one of them. All right? That's it. We can't go any further into the Power Rangers because I had other thoughts just there. Anyway, the Zord song from The Knife pumped me up a little. I wanted...
It is satisfying.
And a fucking Godzilla-looking thing pops out of... First of all, they'll be fighting in the desert in California. I don't know if you've ever been to a California desert. Nowhere near the fucking ocean.
You know how that show worked? How they cut that? How that show was made? Like all the times they're in the suits and doing the things with the Zords. That's actually a Japanese TV show called the Super Sentai.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you making this up?
No.
Are
It
you
was a Japanese TV show
Really?
that what's his name? Saban
Oh, okay.
bought the rights to make it here, and then he cut
Right on.
and edited in his own. I can't fucking talk.
Reiterating my point that you've been doing a little bit of research.
It was the toys that made us, boy.
Well,
The toys that made us.
And listen, and I'm not that
good
guy
show.
that I'm not better than people for I didn't watch the show or I didn't have time. I really I can concede that I was doing nothing while anybody's watching all these shows. I'm not that guy that acts better than people for not being caught up on pop culture or shows on Netflix or anything like that. Sometimes, yes. Saturday Night Live, go fuck yourselves. No, I don't want to talk about that with you. But I didn't catch Toys That Made Us.
It's a good series. You should check it out.
I'm sure it's cool.
You probably like it.
I'm not
They do
that guy.
Turtles.
I'm not like one of those dickheads that's like, I don't have a TV in my living room because I read. Fuck off. I read also, though. So I kind of have this weird thing where I'm like torn between like the message they're trying to send and the message they're not. Here's the point is, I feel like you're all just looking for different ways to waste my fucking time. So I immediately see, there's no way out of this. We were going to have a conversation about why I'm not such a dick, and I just realized that.
Dude, I think we got 45 seconds of us headbanging to
yeah.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
So on the way here tonight, I knew we were going to have a good chat, because right as I turned onto the street to come down, fuck it, I'll just say it's called Denison Street. You'll never find us anyway, and there's like a bunch of fucking people down back that keep you from wanting to stop by. They live here, which is crazy. Anyway, Eye of the Tiger starts playing, and people like make fun of Eye of the Tiger, and people like want to joke about it and stuff, and I'm like, bro, that fucking song pumps me up.
Does it make you think of that outtake from Supernatural? The Ghost Sickness episode?
I can't believe that you brought up Supernatural, because on the way to work this morning, Carry On Wayward Son was jamming as I was getting off the interstate. And I realized a huge part of my, by the way, for not keeping up on things, I watched every episode of Supernatural. I even went back and caught up on the episodes I had missed. So I remember you making fun of me for watching that show. I still probably am kind of making fun of myself, but I was also knowingly at the time into some other stuff. Like I would not like the occult or anything like that. But I was reading like about the Apocrypha and about the greater and lesser keys and stuff like those are stories that were actually told in other things. Now, whether or not it's any true or not, I don't know. Their story. We're not going to get into their story. But I loved Supernatural. But mostly I realized if you put that jamming tune in anything, I'm kind of on board. And for me, I would say half of Rocky. Charizard's down, bro. You put the fucking. we got our fucking Dragon Sword Charizard card over here. He's down, bro.
A dark Charizard.
He's down, dude. The Zord took him the fuck out. I guess we know who won that battle.
I think the size difference alone is pretty.
So, but yeah, I think if you put a good tune in a show, like I'm kind of fucking on board. Like if you start off, you know what I'm saying? Like if like say for instance tomorrow they put a show on NBC. And all you heard was dun 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 dun, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna at least hang out for like 5 seconds, maybe 35. I don't know. That's really all I got for that. That song pumped me up, and I lost all focus. I forgot. Turn that shit off. God damn, dude, isn't that really what we're doing here? I just aspire to fucking have my childhood. We used to lie to each other. Just make up lies. We're basically doing the same thing now because we've kind of talked out of like...
Oh, you know what I'm getting for next Christmas?
The White Ranger sword?
Yeah!
Come to my house. I'll show you some
You have
shit.
Saba?
You
got that fake-ass Saba.
No, it's got the plastic thing.
It's not the same one.
I can't believe
we always thought it was, though. We used it as a...
Listen, I'm sure it's not the best one you can get, but I'm 32 years old. I'm not going back. All right? My mom might still fucking have it, though. Call my mom.
Dude, they make a black and gold one.
Bro, my mom, I still have all my Ninja Turtle stuff because she, you know, I don't have every piece, though. Pieces went missing over the years. I have some cool stuff. I don't have the complete sewer, but I have enough of it to play with. If you're into that.
Oh, I got the whole sewer.
I don't care anymore. I had the van. I had the whole van.
I have the original sewer, and I have the 2000s version sewer.
You know what's really cool and fucking authentic about all of my turtle stuff is my older brother was... so the turtles were actually before us. That shit was pretty much done when we were little.
Not really. I mean, it went to like... The series went to 94, 95.
Right, but Brock was there for... My older brother's Brock. He was there for all of it. So all the van stickers and my stuff and all the sewer stickers and my stuff, a 4-year-old fucking child pulled all that out of the box and put it together, and so the stickers are kind of all over the place and shit like that, but you just think of the guy as like having just a great time doing that. And I know how that feels to like just do it your own way and find out years later like, hey, this would have been worth a shitload of money if we just left the stickers in the bag.
How the fuck are you gonna do
fuck
that?
you, right?
Yeah, that's not childish.
I will tell you this right now. I had more fun dressing up as a Ninja Turtle and whacking the shit out of my friends with fake fucking weapons, which now are fucking... I'm going to tell you this right now. You give me half those goddamn fake toys that we had back then, the big ones, I'll whip your ass with them.
Those nunchucks were dangerous.
Like, if you were completely unarmed and I was just walking towards you with those, like, rock fucking nunchucks that you would get, not the fake ones from the Halloween store. I'm talking about the Kmart, the big boys.
Oh, the original, like, TMNT, like the Ninja Turtle, actual,
fuck,
like,
things were like sticks of dynamite, bro. You just whack a dude. And I can beat the shit out of you with those. I would. You probably still win.
Well, it's not real wood, so it's fine.
Real fucking enough, dog. Real fucking enough. real fucking enough. Sorry, I hate to do this, but a lot of people on my Facebook just said a bunch of things. I'm on Facebook again. I don't remember why, but we're gonna have to cut the silent part here. Oh yeah. Anyway, so yeah, songs pump me up. That's it. Little brief cut there. I love editing.
Editing's nice.
It's like a minute and a half there.
It's good to have editing.
Wow, dude. When I first got here last week and acknowledged the dagger flute from the Green Ranger, I was like, this fucking guy's he's losing his fucking mind. And now I'm like, gotta get me one of those. I'm honestly thinking about this. Like, I'm gonna be rich soon. I can feel it. Because like, I'm not. I'm single. I don't have any kids. I'm highly educated. I just fell into a really high-paying job.
Yes.
I like how you're getting nervous about that other thing I might say. I'm not gonna say it. But
my brain went there now.
But I'm not focusing on ways to share what's going around anymore. I'm like hustling. I'm hustle driven now, dog. I'm gonna fucking get it. And I'm thinking about maybe I'll just go buy a flute and a bunch of like really nice like tungsten or something like that, and I'll have somebody make an actual one. Yeah, and then you just have to learn to play the flute, I guess. I don't know. It definitely looks like a clarinet from up here, but he blows into the side. I don't know what he's blowing into.
He's also blowing into it through his helmet.
It kind of looks like a soprano sax, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
It calls a giant dragon.
What I want to know is,
robot.
Did he have to play the notes to get that thing out? What if he hit the wrong note?
No, that's what because I
would it call it a fucking?
Well, see, that's what we got. Like, I think that's calling it out of the sea.
But he would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this other one, like remember how I was like, dude. Let me see if I can
figure it out.
Yeah,
this is the dumbest thing we've ever.
There's actually I hear it.
All right, I'm turning this off. We're done with this. It has a stand, though.
It does.
It has a stand. We're reading the directions.
Oh yeah, I want to know how to do this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love hanging out with you, but I did not come here to watch you play with your fucking toys. I kind of did come here to watch this. Oh, dude.
I gotta get the timing down.
This must be like what it feels like the first time John heard Paul sing, or vice versa. It had to be like that, because that was how fucking happy that made me. You piece of shit. I didn't come here to watch you play with your fucking toys, and then he nails it, and I'm like, all right. Because what I was gonna say is I'm 32. Like I'm not 8, and I'm not gonna stand here while you figure something out, and I've never let me touch it. Dude, we could probably just do like stuff that is like little kid reminiscing. Like, does it?
Listen, I'm gonna set up a PO box. You guys send me your favorite retro toys. We'll play with them on air.
Retro toys. Yeah.
We don't want new stuff.
Yeah.
We want this stuff. If it's new, like old stuff.
Can we calm down about what you're asking for?
Dude, somebody could send us. What if we get an Optimus Prime?
Dude, I guarantee you right now. If I just said, "Hey, everybody, send us your old butt plugs," we'd get like 80,000 of them.
All right, send him your butt plugs. Make sure they're marked, especially to Trent.
And mark what you got.
Mark the rest of them just straight to. No, never mind.
Mark what's wrong with you on the bag. Like there'll be a little like check the box. All right.
Yeah. You have TB.
Dude, the first time I ever got an STD test, they asked me if there was any chance I might have contracted tuberculosis, and I blew my mind. I was afraid already because I was a youngin', and I'm like, whoa, whatever, everything, you know what I mean? What I know now, there's no problems. There's a way out. But I was like, I didn't even think about tuberculosis. And they're like, have you notified all your partners? I'm like, no, I didn't know I had tuberculosis. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, get out of here. Now I walk in, I'm like, here's my $5. You know, I mean, I don't mean now, not recently, but you know, the last time I went more than once. It's fine. A lot of people are going to judge that negatively. I just want you to know I'm a fucking cool guy. It happens. Shit fucking happens. And now here we are playing with your fucking knife, which is cool. And it's got me just. You know what? I almost tried to go the woke route on the Power Rangers and try to give them a bad name, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think the whole concept could have done that originally. I think people should have been more aware of it then. And I'm allowed to enjoy what I'm allowed to enjoy it. Okay? I'm allowed to enjoy it.
Cheers.
And I'm tired of people ruining stuff. Like the Beatles. Beatles were plenty bad all by itself. But people got to go, oh. And then the Beatles are the most woke thing that ever happened for 3 decades. And then people are like, did you know John Lennon did heroin and beat his wife? And I'm like, everybody knew that.
Well, if you saw that fucking Chuck Berry performance, I'm just saying, he probably beat her to save her from Chuck Berry beating her. Not saying it's right.
Where's that Red Bull?
But if you've seen it.
You got a Red Bull up in this bitch?
You had one.
Wow.
You had one and I had one.
I drank mine. I was sleepy.
You're going to try to drink mine now?
Well, yeah. I like to drink other people's drinks.
My Red Bull.
There's a goddamn... Who are you going to be tomorrow? Huh?
Who am I going to be tomorrow?
So fucking let's get into that right there. I was just talking about the Beatles. There was something I want to ask.
Oh yeah, you keep talking about how
on the way in. I have the Tiger was playing. I heard Huey Lewis. I'm just like jams all the way home from work. Usually when I leave work, it's like all the songs you don't want to hear. For some reason today on the way in, it was fucking na 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 na. I roll into work. I'm like, it's okay. I understand. This ain't no Never Never Land. I'm like, this dude is talking about driving to work. He wrote the best driving to work song ever. All right. Anybody who says they don't like that song, lying to you.
Something about looking at Playboys.
Give a fuck what it's about. Okay. He was thinking of me. And he said, this guy's gonna like that song in 50 years. And I was like, hell yeah. Time travel. But I was thinking about something you asked me earlier. Like, hey, do you have a topic for the show? And I did, but I've also been watching some of our footage. I've been revisiting some things that you've said to me. I had a small verbal altercation with another gentleman in front of you on Monday, wherein I put that motherfucker on blast. It's been a while. He's a fucking cocksucker. Let's call him what it is. It's fine. I don't mean anything by that. If I'm not giving that one up, fuck you, buddy. All right, that one's in there. He hurt my feelings. He did. I let him hurt my feelings, though. Other people say that's my lack of will. I disagree completely, but you were there, and it got me thinking throughout the week. Maybe I'm not doing too good. Maybe I'm not focusing up.
A little hostile.
Something's been wrong. Something's been off. And so I realized that I've been missing out on one of my favorite pastimes lately. But I don't want to get into that until after we do this thing here. You had a lot of stuff on your mind. You've barely said anything for 3 weeks. And I would like to hear what you have to say. And I swear to God, if it's about Power Rangers, I'm beating you to death with that microphone.
It's actually about why is wind cold?
Fuck off, buddy.
I'm like thinking about it.
You're just trying to stress me out. That's it.
Cold.
I give you the opportunity to talk. The first thing you do is say something you know it's going to piss me off.
Energy is heat, and cold is the absence of energy. How is something that is moving, which clearly has energy,
you can Google
fucking
it.
cold, and it's coming down from the north? Why is it colder up there? I know it's farther away from the sun.
Why is
but
cold
the air's
air
fucking
colder
moving
when the wind is blowing harder?
Yeah.
I honest to God don't even have the. I'm not capable.
Like if anything, like we get friction, we should be getting warm instead of just cheek burns.
All right, so
what's going on here?
How about this?
What glitch in the matrix is happening?
I'm not a physicist.
No.
But if somebody lightly taps you and you barely feel it, versus if something has a lot of energy and it smacks the shit out of you, you're gonna feel it a lot more.
Right.
All humans have some degree of neuropathy where you're feeling sensations, and ultimately, some people can deal with the cold and some people fucking can't. Who knows? There's a lot to it.
The other thing I've been thinking about, we're playing some Red Dead and watching some like
Hold on 1 second. I just gave you an actual answer, and you just moved on to a video game.
Yeah, sure did.
All right. Wow, you had a lot on your mind. Let's go.
Yeah, I do.
Let me sit back.
This is what happens when you fucking let a repressed person live.
Oh, I missed. Now it's all over your carpet. No, that'll make up for the fact that you shit in my face earlier.
I don't think.
You fucking ever do that again, and this whole show will be me strangling you. well past your
pour another
breathing.
drink. This is bullshit.
All right, buddy, it's your turn. Red Dead. You were playing Red Dead.
So I was thinking about Pioneer Days, the old Oregon Trail, like fucking frontiersman. How the fuck did they survive in winter? How the fuck?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What I mean? How did we make it to the top of
I'm
the
not
goddamn
gonna-
food chain?
I'm not gonna.
How are we surviving?
It's kind of
winters?
Debatable. It's kind of debatable that we did when you really think about how
and-
energy goes through everything. Like we are really more or less.
I want to know why.
I would
like,
say we're more or less a catalyst for creating, sure, even wasteful energy, but it is still ultimately energy, and we're still informed enough to know that there's greater energies. Okay, well, I'm informed enough to know.
Not explaining how we survived the fucking harshness of nature.
I just think you just do it, bro.
You seem highly unequipped to deal with fucking
Yes, you
almost
do.
everything. Not fucking everybody.
You're-
The humans as
You're
a fucking.
significantly more equipped in your skill set to survive than I would be, but I feel like if surviving was the goal, honestly, it speaks to the greatest point of all time. Human beings have not, well, okay, American human beings, and I'm going to go with most American human beings, okay? I'm going to cross that line for everybody. I don't think most people are in survival mode. Okay, there are definitely
Not at this
adjustments,
point,
and
no.
there's economic survival, which is a whole nother time. We can talk about that on a whole nother level. But ultimately,
We're talking primal.
the
here.
old farmers,
Primal.
yeah, and then also there are other great like equalizers. We're not going to get into it. Let's just talk about like just that one fact. We're not surviving anymore. I don't wake up in the morning wondering like how I'm going to live today. I wake up a lot wondering how I'm going to want to, like want to deal with the things that keep me like societally apt. But even then, the worst I'm doing most days isn't bad. I know that that's privilege. I know that there's a shitload of that coming to me, but I also know that most people, just generally speaking in this country, you are not waking up wondering where Jedediah is going to be. Is he on time? Because every minute counts. And we need every egg we can get today, my boy. But then all of a sudden we have a fucking egg shortage. And you're like, what happened? And I'm like, I'll tell you what happened. Nothing happened. Oh, they all got the flu.
I like when I watch when you talk, and I can see that your brain works somewhat like mine, where you didn't really have a closing thought, which is why you said something about eggs, and it sparked your interest into talking about something that was relevant today, but it wasn't really where you were going.
Some folks call that like attention deficit disorder.
I think that's what it's called.
I don't have that. I don't have a problem.
At least diagnosed.
I don't want to be the guy that says nobody has that because other people say that. I don't trust those people.
I want to take the spectrum test.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been close to. Yeah. Well, you're definitely.
I mean,
And it's funny because people like laugh at that. I think that's not really where I'm at, but it's like I don't ever have a closing thought because I'm still open to new ideas. I'm not very closed-minded.
That's beautiful. I like the way that was worded. I'm going to use that forever. That's what I'm always thinking. I just don't know how to say it. You put it into words what I needed. No. I'm calling him back. We gotta use the other one, maybe. Yeah, here he is.
Spent $25,000 on this shit. Can't even fucking buy it, man. Dude, I would love to get hypnotized. I was reading this thing the other day about guys that they were getting hypnotized, and they had like trigger points in their hypnosis. And like I've seen a lot of shows where they're joking around about it. Turns out, under a albeit medically advised high degree of psychedelic drugs, it is incredibly possible to like basically give somebody like that like trigger like ticky kind of thing. So like someone says something stupid like and you act like a dummy. Yeah, let's just move on. Have you seen that microdosing doesn't work? You're supposed to just take a whole bunch under supervision.
Yeah.
No, but you're aware of what I'm saying. Yeah. As a man who's never microdosed a fucking thing, it turns out that that's not doing a goddamn thing for people.
It's doing something. I'm gonna say right now, it does something.
I know.
It's not gonna correctively change your behavior or any means. Like
You ever
as they've
noticed
been
that
using that
only?
in clinical trials, and that's what they did in the early times.
I don't want to be the guy that says this, but you ever notice only people who are fucking nuts are looking for that to be the solution anyway? I don't think your everyday average don't feel like going to work guys like, oh, I'm gonna try microdosing Colombian Bam Bam.
Well, you wouldn't do it at home anyway. Well,
I don't
first
think you
off,
would.
Colombian Bamman isn't what we're talking about.
Okay, first of all, microdosing mushrooms, it's been proven it doesn't work. You're supposed to take 3.5 grams at a time, my boy.
Well, taking it without fucking having that like mental Sherpa counselor or whatever the fuck it is, be there.
The coolest thing, because as I walked out of the room a few minutes ago, infuriated, the coolest thing I ever heard an old man say to a kid, and he was like, this kid was freaking out. He was going, oh man, I took all these mushrooms, just like you told me. I did everything you told me not to do, Trent. And I was like, what'd you do? He's like, I was playing video games by myself in a dark room, and I just took a whole bunch of mushrooms. I just stayed there in the dark. I'm like, bro, I said, don't be alone. Don't be in a small room. And fucking basically, those are the only rules. You got to be goal oriented. It's your first time. You know what you're doing. You're a dumbass kid. I am always a goal oriented drug taker. I'm a goal oriented drug taker. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not anymore. I don't take drugs, and I don't take psychedelics. Okay, they're not drugs. Okay, whatever. This kid was clearly abusing the style of it. Anyway, he freaked out, and then someone asked him, how much did you take? He's like, I only took like a gram. And my dad laughed his ass off, dude. My dad is not that cool of a guy. My dad's not just sitting around smoking J's and chiefing joints, fucking throwing in shroomies and nothing like that.
You don't say.
But my dad laughed and went, okay. And I think it was a subtle acknowledgement to, like, he knew, like, that I was gonna laugh.
Well, he lived through the 60s and 70s. He was there.
Anyway, I
He
lived
went to
my
college.
life. The line I use, I live my life 3.5 grams at a time. I say that to people as a joke. My dad heard me say that, knowing I was not joking, and then he took and stole my joke and said it to this little fucking kid, like, don't be a pussy. And also follow the rules, man. It's not that hard. You're meant to share in nature. If you're staying in a completely fucking unnatural environment, tripping balls, I'm sorry. The odds are against you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Unless you're just like, I can't wait to never leave this room.
Those trees look really weird.
I'm going to be honest with you. I would never take mushrooms with you anyway, let alone in this room. And I would never be here by myself.
Well, I usually am.
Scary. Also, I don't take psychedelics because I have an identical twin brother. And
yeah, I could probably
there's an old bit from the Lucas brothers where they talk about not getting too fucked up with your brother. Yeah, that shit is real. You tap into the idea that you're not even alive. And my brother once convinced me a lot of shit, dude. And it kind of freaked me out, dude, because for days at a time we'd just be fucking doing drugs and getting hammered and fucking whatever. And this was actually a long time ago. Not that we hadn't done it recently or whatever, but a long time ago. And I don't know what happened, but he had concocted this fucking humongous idea that the reason why sometimes things are adverse for us, but they're not completely. Sorry. The reason why things don't get completely out of hand is because we're part of some CIA program, and we're like special in some way because we're twins. And there's actually a lot to that. There is some very unique stuff about how me and my brother are twins, and maybe some other time on another show we'll talk about that.
Yeah, and that one place did do a whole little.
There was a ton of forensic data pulled from me and my brother.
I don't know about you guys personally.
No, it's real because our jaws. So we had a dentist who was a forensic dentist, and he was able to explain a lot of things about me and my brother. As much as to say, like, me and my brother share a ton of DNA. We have teeth missing from one another. It's from being what's called mirror image twins. He's left-handed and my right-handed. That's not what makes us mirror image, though. It's just the DNA thing. And there was tests done and shit, and we got a bunch of money to go to college, and he didn't go, so I got half of it. It was cool. But anyway, it wasn't a lot. It was like $500. Well, when I was supposed to go to college, $500 made a difference. Now it's like $500 in gas to drive to college. But anyway, on to the fucking point I'm trying to make
breakfast
is well, we covered a lot of ground there, and let me just put it to you this way: he had convinced me that the CIA was protecting us as part of some sort of special research program. You know what I'm saying? Okay. After we had known all this stuff about us, and I don't know if I was so fucked up that I believed him, or if I just really wanted to believe him. I think I really wanted to believe it, like that we're just invincible and whatever. Not where he was going with that. But it doesn't matter where he was going with that. It made so much sense to me at the time. And even still, like, I'm not out there fucking with the universe. So I don't really have like all these constant adversities happening. But I have noticed there's like special moments where like things could be very awry and it's like I can handle that for some reason. Now, for years, I believed that was because I was part of some sort of special CIA research program. But what I came to realize is if you're fucked up all the time and then you stop getting fucked up, you actually kind of become very apt at, like, if you can cross the line back to you're actually dealing with real life now. This isn't like that fourth plane or whatever the fuck John Lennon was talking about or whatever all you fucking idiots are talking about. If you can come back and be like, all right, I'm not going back. I ain't going back. You'll be okay. But I still have this weird sensation every now and then that I'm being followed by the CIA. It's just in there.
See, it makes me more nervous about my brain when you say things like that, and then you can clearly blame it and explain it away with recreational drug use.
Recreational?
But
they call it habitual, my friend. There is a difference.
I was being...
And anyone out there microdosing right now, I just want you to know the difference between you and somebody who is heavily using whatever that substance is, the difference between the two of you is that guy is probably way cooler than you.
My point.
Get help.
My point.
Go to a real doctor, you cunts.
That's with a Q. My point, though, is that you think that way and can explain your thought process by saying that you are under the influence. What does it say to my brain that I think that shit happens to me before I started smoking weed?
Oh, no. I think there was always some weirdness. I want to confirm that.
Like,
well before...
I saw that dot in the sky, that little light in the sky following me and Mom. Ma saw it, and then we talked about it for years.
You had a little dot in the sky following you?
Yeah. So, and then, like, we were coming down.
It's optical illusion.
Well, I thought that too until we stopped at Orion Road, on Stony Creek and Orion Road, and it kept going, stopped, and then backed up and went to the same spot it was.
You know, I also had this other jaded thought that maybe I'm just so fucking awesome that the CIA probably is watching me. And
I went bigger. I was going much more beyond human capacity.
Oh, I you know what? Let's just cross this line here. I don't care if there's aliens. Like that didn't just happen for you, but everybody wants to have the conversation. Remember earlier I was talking about not engaging?
Yeah, 'cause it's fun.
I'm not engaging, and it's either because I'm incapable of engaging or unwilling.
Well, you being not engaging is gonna kill the shit out of this podcast.
So I've long heard that me not caring or me not becoming part of the solution makes me part of the problem.
Hang on, real quick. I think I just figured out why I don't talk very much, because when I do talk, you don't fucking care anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I'm trying. What was
there's no conversation. It's just
I'm just upset.
It's basically me giving commentary and hitting this button.
We're getting phone calls from fucking. We have two phones ringing at the same time.
You're on the podcast. What do you want?
Oh, my bad. Can you send me Olivia's number really quick?
No.
Yeah.
No, dude. That whole.
She's
you're
a
on the
teenage. She's in high school. Get off.
My bad. But I'm still gonna interrupt.
That she never went in there to go tell him to charge it.
Wait, what?
And I don't know. So can you send me Olivia's number, because there was 2 lanes that got food that wanted to put it on their bar tab, but she never went into the bar. So we're trying to figure out which 2 lanes it was.
Oh, this couldn't be a text message.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could have been, but I just thought I'd like to hear your voice.
That was for Tyler.
That was a Tyler joke. All right.
Yeah, just if you could just send it over to me really quick.
Sure thing.
Okay, have fun on your podcast.
All right.
All right, bye.
Have a great night.
Who is that, Cox? Have fun on your podcast, like your grandma was saying. Have fun with your friends. Fuck you, buddy.
Well, I mean, I did just kind of fucking.
Fuck that. Put that phone down now.
I did just kind of be like a shitty boss to him, like pretty hard. This couldn't have been a text message.
I don't care.
Sometimes I don't
actually,
like the
hey,
person that
I want
the camera
to make
turns
sure.
on.
I want to make sure everybody knows. I don't give a fuck.
What did he
Put that shit down now.
He wants me to do a thing.
We have a time. We will do it when we're damn good and ready.
I don't even know what the fuck.
That's
don't have it
So
saved.
the alien thing. I don't give a fuck about aliens. You feel like aliens are following you around. I feel like the CIA is following me around. The CIA doesn't give a shit.
I like to think it's because I'm
Right.
special.
Later on, though, when I started going to school, I started reading a lot about behavioral economics and like human decision making and how data is pulled and why companies pay tons of money. It's very boring. And then one day it got interesting. I was like, what if I was patient zero and the following that guy around and figuring out what people are up to? And here's how I know I wasn't. I consistently do things that even I don't want to do. I'm never ever like, yeah, I'll see you there.
Pretty normal. Huh?
I've never been like, I'll see you there. Right. So it's really strange that they've come up with a model for obtaining data from everybody who doesn't feel like doing shit. What I thought was I was just like throwing them off my trail, but it turns out anytime I'm doing something a little out of the norm, they're really interested in what I have to say. But I don't freak out about it. I kind of want someone to be like, yo, this guy's got these problems. Maybe they'll come up with a solution, you know, maybe they'll offer a few solutions. I'm not really worried that Elon Musk won't invite me to Mars with him. I don't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Is there aliens? Fuck yeah, they live here. Men in Black is probably a true story. I've long held that Indiana Jones is. So you're on the phone, but yeah.
Listen, that's what that whole mic setup is there, so that I can do business over here. Well, you do your little thing,
and I
that
will.
you don't ever need me
kill
for.
you. I'm not really.
Let me text this little guy.
That's cool. We'll have to edit you texting him out. Probably edit him out of the whole show.
I don't know. I kind of like that one part.
Yeah, with the part where you get to feel like Tyler. Weird, isn't
It's
it?
going to be a text.
Maybe the
message.
CIA microchipped your brain. Dude, he had me convinced for so long. Because he wasn't microdosing me. I would say like every 4 or 5 days, me and him would just take a ton of fucking. Oof. I don't even remember anymore. And then one night he's like, "Yeah, no, I remember telling you that, dude. I was just fucking with you the whole time. Me and another cousin of ours had come up with that in the basement. It was fucking, and you were freaking out. It was fucking hilarious." I'm like, I would never do that to you, dude. Like, and that's the thing.
Oh, here's something I would never do to somebody. My turn. Ready for this, motherfuckers?
What I do?
This actually does not involve you at all, you narcissistic fuck. But
I'm usually bracing myself because I'm always hurting the people I love. Always.
anyway.
I don't miss my ex-girlfriend though. Something about you has made me realize I don't feel like dealing with anybody.
It's
about-
men, brother.
I want money only now, dude.
Yeah.
And I only wanted to spend it. I get paid, gone. But it's usually on good things. Like I don't waste it, you know. I'm sorry, I just threw a. Even I can't. I'm a big fan of telling fake stories as though they're my own, or making something up that's so ludicrous you can't even like really do any research to disprove that. I'm a big fan of it.
You have some stupid bullshit you say.
But that
in
one
of the
killed
clips
me.
that I've been posting, or I'm gonna anyway that I posted, where you like fucking joke on your spit, and you're like, "I'm sorry, I'm just joking on the bullshit that society feeds me."
I feel that way though.
I remember you said,
Dude, sometimes I feel like I get heartburn sometimes, and it'll be on like a day where I'm fucking drinking water and I'm eating like apples and salad and whatever, and I'll just get raging heartburn. And there's no otherwise medical reason for it other than I'm like fucking, you know, fat and don't take care of myself. But like the days where I feel it's really raging, it are the days where like when I'm driving into work, it'll be like a news radio report about some shit that I just cannot possibly fathom anybody giving a fuck about. And I'm just like, why am I alive? I know my purpose isn't to hurt this person or to hurt the people who care about what this person is saying, but I'm so compelled to. And then I drive to my work and I sleep for like half an hour in the car. And I go in.
"Fuck."
And I just let it go.
I see why you decided to start doing this podcast.
Well, I got a lot to talk about. What were you going to say? I'm so sorry.
You ever thought about what an Ewok hut probably smells like? Like, think about it.
I don't know, dude. I have a basset
They just-
hound. And she
they're-
kind of smells like she drags too close to the ground.
Right,
in
and
the
that lives
wintertime.
mostly inside. These are
Oh, this
outdoor
fucking thing's- I don't
creatures
even know. This thing is.
with long, thick. Just it looks oily.
I would say they look like big Yorkie, man. That's all. They just stank.
I would figure like a bear.
There's a lot of Star
Like
Wars
bears stank.
questions I have. There's like a lot of unbathed worlds out there.
I'm sure everybody on Tatooine probably doesn't have a great scent.
I think we were talking about
But-
aliens a second ago, and I think people's dilemma with it is they want it to be as exciting of the idea of the aliens we've created, and they would really piss them off to know that it's probably a little piece of technology. You know what I'm saying? It's probably so advanced and so evolved that it is literally just because when you think about the progression of our technology, where it's headed, where it has been, where it's come in the last handful of years, it would make sense to think that there's an entire civilization of just a machine out there. I think that's more realistic.
Fucking Cybertron?
Sure.
That's Transformers.
Even beyond that, I would think of smaller, much more sophisticated. Yeah. Also, I kind of hate that everybody who's doing alien research can't tell you anything they know. Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, because they find him almost immediately.
I think it's because once you trademark stuff, you have to like say facts. See, me, I'll never be a trademark because my favorite pastime. My favorite pastime is to make up stories nobody can genuinely fact check and own them for years. But I don't tell stories about myself. There's not like grandeur or whatever dumb bullshit people say. I like to make up stories about the Beatles. Right?
Yes.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people make up stories about Jesus, but there's some people out there that are like, son, let me tell you about Jesus. And they do.
In length.
And for 2,000
Almost
years.
like they're quoting a book.
Yeah. You can't make up some Jesus stories. They did once, and it's called the New Testament. And that was the last time we were making up them Jesus stories. And I don't know if they were made up, dog. It's their story. They told it how the hell they wanted to. All right. But I like to tell stories about the Beatles. I like to get into it, man. I like to dig hard on Ringo being the secret badass of the Beatles. I'm like, dude, it's well known that Ringo could beat up the other Beatles. It's well known.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard.
You can't fact check
George
that.
George is the only real contender.
The idea is when you're making up a story, there's two rules. Number one, make up a story.
Plausible.
Make up a story.
That seems highly plausible.
It does. He's from Liverpool. He's a scrappy boy.
I don't know anything about that, but
I know enough. Okay, so
right.
I'll give you the cliff notes. They're from Liverpool. That's like being from a shitty part. Let's call it. I don't know. Honestly, dude, I don't know how to compare it. It seems like it's pretty bad, from what I understand. They make fun of people who talk proper, like whatever. They're fucking. You know this Patty the Batty kid that these kids all love. He's all scumbaggy talking. Mm-hmm. Apparently, that's like those guys are cooler than the other guys. All right, that's just what I'm getting. I don't know. I don't know anything about England. I don't care. Anyway, from fucking shitty neighborhood. They're not from like fucking like. Oh, the Beatles went to day school. Turns out the Beatles went to the pub and fucking smacked people in the face and played darts and wore leather coats and bitch slapped people. So like when you see like the fucking gangsters of Britain, like they were, they understood this, whatever. But I'm willing to believe that Ringo could beat their asses, all of them. And right. So I'm willing to believe that up to the point where I'm willing to fabricate an entire story about that you could probably fact check up to the point where there are stories about the Beatles having been in fights with other people and with each other. And I just add that little detail of Ringo beat all their asses. And I will go into an argument for 4 to 5 hours with somebody. And the reason why I'm compelled to do that is because anytime I'm watching the news, I feel like that's at least 30 minutes of my life I'll never get back about something no one needed to know about.
Like, I feel like he's got an actual shot at that. Because like I said, I feel like his only real contender is George, and George is a significant height difference.
Bro, apparently John Lennon was a scrapper.
I don't believe it for a second.
It's tough to want to.
I don't want to. I'm not going to.
But anyway,
and I'm going to even go ahead and say that I could take both him and George at the same fucking time.
You got John and George at the same time?
I got John and George.
Paul's a lover, not a fighter. He'll probably fuck you up. But anyway, most important part about this.
I said George. I meant Paul. I want John and Paul. I'm taking both John and Paul.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, see, now I feel like.
So see what's happening right now?
I'm not talking about an individual person. I'm talking about.
Anyway, are you ready?
Beatles.
Are you ready for this?
I would beat in a fight.
Are you ready for this?
Same time.
I talked about the Beatles fighting. I said Ringo could beat everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, and I talked about how this is completely a made up story. I kind of deduced it from a few things. Deduced is probably
because it makes sense. Because
yeah. I did some.
I see it.
I did see it. It's a logical fucking problem that you create for other people, and then they.
That's why he's in the band.
Hang on, and just to prove how ridiculous people are, you're pretty on top of not getting involved. Because you have your own real ridiculous problems. Okay, no offense, but you do. And I just created a fake dilemma that you bought into, and we began the conversation that if I were with a normal person out there on the outside of this room, would go on for hours, until a point where we might fight over which beetle would win a fight. And the entire time, the entire premise of it is, I created that for them. I lied to their face, made up a story that had incredible credibility. Incredible credibility. I guess that would make it incredible. Anyway. And it comes out later on after making that story up that some of it's kind of true. That's fine. That's the idea. You take basic facts, you make up your own fun with it, and then you just see how people react. It's fake news, but it's the best version of it, right?
Well, also, aren't drummers already known to be?
I will tell you this right now. If you play drums in your buddy's rock band, I will fuck you up. And so will everybody in the Beatles. Ringo will fuck you up. I'm channeling them off. I'm just kidding, dude. I don't care. Are drummers the toughest guys in bands? I don't know about all that shit. Like, I think if you work out and you play bass versus
depending on the situation, your old band, Danny could win. Depending on the situation.
Oh no, 100% the situation. In my band, yeah, guy hit 3 balls though. He literally had 3 testicles.
Dude, he was a fucking beast.
I had 3, and he's still the baddest man alive. Love that guy. We should probably call him soon.
We
should probably send him this.
We should bring him on there and see if he has got anything he needs.
We should probably send him this about this moment of me talking about how much I fucking love that guy, and I haven't talked to him in years. And yeah, absolutely, that guy can fucking beat the shit out of Ringo. I got him against Ringo all day. Fuck Ringo up.
He's also got a twin.
Well, also Ringo's 80, so
he's also being.
I'll probably drop him now. I think Ringo will probably. The story is the Beatles were scrappers. The story is that they were, you know, how you imagine your Guns N' Roses being, or how you imagine
the rhythm section of My Own Will is taking them down.
I'm gonna be flat honest with you. I'm a believer. I believe in myself. I'll whoop John Lennon's ass. Dude, I don't give a fuck about this. But the point I'm trying to make is I like to make up ridiculous stories about something that either people won't check into, or when they do, they can never find anything to the contrary. It's not about regurgitating facts. It's about finding something nobody can find out if it's true or not and making a scene. And I would say my favorite.
That's hard to do these days.
Well, also, I don't like to just stir shit up. I'm not going to go over to my friend's house and be like, I see your cookie trays are still dirty, or no, you don't do your dishes. I'm not going to fucking be like talking to you, being your friend, and fucking be an asshole on the internet about you later in code. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is force you into a 4-hour goddamn entanglement with me about something you don't care about for me to exemplify just this one fact. How fucking easy it is to get anybody to get pissed off about the Beatles. Like, it's really not that hard, bro. People will they will go out. They're like, oh, the Beatles. Like, bro, the Beatles will beat the Rolling Stones' ass in a fight. I got it, dude. I believe this. Except now that'd be an unfair fight. There was like 40 dudes in the Rolling Stones. There's only 4 Beatles. To that avail, I think Joe Walsh would probably kill all those motherfuckers. Seen the Eagles recently with my mom. So good.
Yeah.
I would say it's the best memory me and my mom ever had. I don't mean had, like, my mom's still alive, but I'm not really putting a lot of effort into creating new memories. I don't know. I got to do one. I got to get one this year. We'll figure it out. We went to the Eagles last year. That was fucking awesome. So, I mean, I think the Eagles whoop on the Beatles' ass. Wow. No problem.
Wait. Say it again.
In a fight, I think the Eagles would beat up the Beatles.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Right. So what I'm doing now is, at this point, I'm going to cut this off.
Well, Eagles eat fish. So they're way bigger than Beatles.
Bro, if we were in public, though, my point is, I would say some shit like that to an old man, and I would sit there and let him fucking get so pissed off he started yelling shit about me about Charlie and the shit.
I don't know if anybody would.
People get mad, dude.
Who was arguing that?
Everybody wants to believe the Beatles were important, and I just don't care. I don't care that the Beatles were important. What I want to know is, could Ringo beat your fucking ass? And I think he could, buddy. I got Ringo all dirt. Do you see how ridiculous this gets?
Do I have the Dragon Dagger?
Let's summarize this way. I like to make shit up.
Because if I can hit that button before I go to fight, I don't think I'm losing.
I just like to make shit up to see what's going to happen, and I would say routinely people engage with it. And that's why I don't watch Saturday Night Live, because I'm like, I don't need to watch a bunch of made up shit. I need to watch this TV show. I don't give a fuck. I will go outside and make a TV show. Be like, do you ever hear a story about, I don't know, pick one, dude. People used to tell me Mr. Rogers was like a special forces unit machine killer.
He was a Marine, I think.
A simple Google search will tell you that he was like a fucking mail clerk and didn't do anything important, okay? But he was Mr. Rogers. People want to believe that nice old Mr. Rogers could still come out and be like,
tatted up on
and
you.
fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Why did people
Bob Ross was a drill sergeant.
hold on about Bob Ross, okay? Because that's a whole nother thing. But why do people want so badly to believe there's this jagged edge to every iconic thing that happens? Why does there have to be a badness
Because
to it?
they watched John Wick too many times.
Way before that. Why does there have to be
I
an
just
edge?
mean those type of movies.
Why is it
There's
so
like-
hard to believe
there's
that somebody's just a
that
good
thing
dude?
that everybody wants? Just like why we like fucking the old, outlaws. We romanticize. We've talked about this before. We romanticize.
Dude, they make movies about
these
Jesse
ideals.
James. They make movies about Jesse James
where they make him out to be like Robin Hood.
He's a fucking. If
that
you
Colin Farrell movie, what was that? American
Why-
Outlaws.
let's just cancel the
cool
fuck
cool
out
movie,
of. If you're gonna cancel some shit, cancel the fucking outlaw history.
Idealization of
Right.
outlaws.
But don't, because it's part of history and
Yeah, don't
goddamn.
cancel. Don't get rid of it. Just don't romanticize it anymore. Give us the hard
Yeah,
grit
Give
shit.
us the hard gritty truth, man.
Yeah.
The boy was up. to
Show
no
us that
good.
Wyatt Earp was a fucking hunting down murderous motherfucker. Like that wasn't that was vengeance. That wasn't justice. That was straight vengeance. I'm here for it, but that was fucking vengeance.
I don't think that story's real. I think the whole thing's made up. I don't even think he was a real person.
I don't know. He fucking went in full Rittenhouse.
I don't have anything to add.
Probably gonna cut that part out.
Yeah, I would probably cut that out.
I liked it though.
I heard you cut out my my bit a couple weeks ago
Had to.
about America's bullets.
No, that stayed in. Yeah, that one stayed in. I think you're talking about the other thing.
Good, I'm very happy about this.
Yeah, you should watch it sometime.
I don't watch.
You're on it.
I don't watch our 25. I'm not one of our 25 weekly viewers. I'm not above it.
It's 26.
Okay, well,
I might have been one of them.
I
if it
don't know.
counts
I
me.
don't want to watch back what I say because
I
it's
turned
not,
it on. I didn't.
It's
finish
not
it.
even about not knowing what I said or anything like that. It's just about like I said it. It was authentic when I said it. I meant when I said it, and I might not mean it today. And I'm fine to answer.
How
for
the
it
fuck
later.
are we gonna get better if you ain't watching the fucking review tapes, Jack?
I feel like we're really good at this. I'm like assessing in real time. I think we are pretty good at this.
You don't want to polish any of that off.
No, I feel like it's getting better each week. Every time we sit down and talk, I feel better. I genuinely thought about doing the show this week, and we were gonna have a guest.
Right.
And
Kind of, sort of.
and there's a financial sort of constriction to that.
Oh yeah, no, that one.
But in reality, I just feel like I'm not really ready to have like all that going on. I kind of feel like me and you have a flow. It's clicking. It's noticeable.
It's working.
It's enjoyable.
We're getting through it.
I would say it's not painful for me to be here.
No.
Yeah.
The liquor helps.
No, it doesn't at all. I don't recommend drinking at all.
Yeah.
Or microdosing. I don't know. I don't know what's on my mind. I just one of my favorite things to do generally is make things up about things nobody cares about and invigorate a ridiculous argument about it just to make sure people know how little I give a fuck about things that actually matter. Because I would say I spend about 1 hour a week thinking about things that might matter to other people. And the hour I spend doing that is me going, whew, boy, I don't give a fuck. Oh, am I killing it? I should probably back up from my microphone. That's pretty much it. I would say basically all I'm doing is either working really hard and making people money or wasting everybody's time. There's no real middle ground for me.
Okay.
Mahalo.
Eureka.
Why don't you sign us off, my boy? What do you got? You gotta be close.
18 minutes still.
No way.
Yep.
No, because you had a timer. You fucking it turned off.
Mm-mm.
There's no way we have 18 minutes left.
Well, if I gotta cut all the other stuff, then I definitely need at least another
Well,
15.
we got to get it together.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't want you to have to cut too much. The normal.
That's not what this played earlier. What did I just hit? It's like a... The battery's dying?
Well, it is a 90s toy.
What am I don't even know.
I don't know,
what
but
button I
dude, all of a sudden I'm like picking.
pressed. There's another button!
What's this other button do?
I don't know. Let's find out.
What's the other button do? Fuck me, buddy. They are really making toys worth it these days. Dude, I'll bet you you pop on OnlyFans, you'll find somebody fucking that right now. Dude, can you imagine that? Dude, I just invented the best OnlyFans invented. The best OnlyFans video ever. Some girl just getting it, and then she calls for the Zord, and Blackzilla walks out. You know what I'm talking? Remember back in the day? Remember like 2006, there was like 2 porn sites, and it was like Bang Bus and like Blackzilla. You had to decide who you were gonna be right there, bro.
It's like a fucking lightsaber.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was either Monsters of Cock or Bang Bus or Captain Stabbin'. And then the only other, like, the alternative website you had was Blackzilla. So I've been cool with it for a while. It lights all the way up. It lights down. Oh my god.
That this is...
Yep.
If Saba is anything like this, I'm going to have the best adulthood of my life.
Really? That's going to determine it. Not your child who's 4 years old. Is she 5? She's 5 years old.
She's 5. Oh,
Wow.
That reminds me of something. So
Did I forget to get her a present? Is that where this is going?
Probably. But no. So I was eating a symphony bar. The one with the toffee and the almonds in it.
Mm-hmm.
They're so fucking good, right?
Right on.
And so, as I often do, I Google the history of the candy that I'm eating because I'm intrigued by its delightfulness.
It kind of bothered you to find out that it was made specifically for Betty White.
No, I did not.
Tell me about the symphony bar.
But I saw that it was made first manufactured in 1989. And I went, oh, that's the same age I am. And right next to it said 34 years. And I went, typo. Nope, I'm bad at math. So for the last year, I've been thinking I'm 32. I've been 33.
I work with.
I mean, I'm not far off, but like
I work with some kids. And by the way, I don't think
fucking
we're old.
stupid.
I don't think being 30 anything is old. Honestly, I don't know what. I think old is some people you see are like.
We'll have to see the close-up camera. I feel a little older.
You know how it is. How many goddamn idiots did we go to high school? It's like, you know how it is, man. You're like, bro, I fucking every single time I'm feeling a little ungrateful. I just think about some fucking idiot I've known my whole life going, oh, just working, the wife and the kids, you know how it is. And they act all stressed out. I'm like, bro, I go home alone every day. And sometimes I think I'm lonely. Sometimes this happens to me. Sometimes I get a little lonely.
You know why they say that, though?
Because their dad said it to them for 30 years until they died of heart failure. And then their dad died of heart failure. And everybody's just sitting around doing nothing.
And you know why they all said it?
Because someone said it before them.
Because they're dead inside.
I just I think sometimes I have no point in I've literally said to my mother, like, I don't think I have a purpose in life. And she goes, doesn't matter, buddy. Like, are you happy? Do you find any self-fulfillment? I'm going to be honest. Not a lot, but goddamn, whenever someone's like,
nothing to do with you.
When somebody slaps me on the chest like a hillbilly, whatever, you know how it is. I don't really know how it is, brother. And I don't think you getting married and having kids makes you know how it is. I've seen lots of people have children and go on about their goddamn happiness. In fact, I would say
they have hobbies and they're successful and
goddamn
do fun things.
Why are people just falling into wife and kidsness? And how are these bitches? I'm sorry, excuse me. How are these bitches? I can't do it. That's because I'm here. How are they just falling into this guy and that kidness? What was the fucking set? What was the goal?
They fell into that guy. Or
What was the
let him
goal,
fall into
sir?
her.
What was the goal?
Oh, good time.
I guess I do know a lot of white trash, so I guess a lot of accidents
I'm
happen.
born into it.
First of all, accidents happen on this level here. You didn't pull out, but you said you did. And she didn't know because she's an idiot. That's the only way. There's nobody who's ever... It's never happened this way, okay? These miserable married men at 33 that I've known have been married and have now 4 kids. I'm like, wait, just a little pre-cum all 4 times? Like, what's happening? You have no, at all, no squeezability? Like, I don't understand. You don't even have to pinch it off. You just have to take it out of there. And it's as effective. It's not as effective as condoms, okay, people? But I'll tell you this. I'll go this far. Pulling out is probably as effective as blowing your load in there in the condom. I'll bet this, okay? Because you break the condom, and if these guys are not, they're not nailing America's finest women from behind. They're nailing the, you know what I'm talking about.
Effective. Probably.
The women who
In
are
fact,
dealing,
I'll go ahead and say yes.
the women who would fuck these guys.
But as fun.
Listen, I understand pulling out's great. Not as great as not pulling out. I understand that. But just because you've conceded that fucking from that high hill, just because you went, I don't feel like pulling out right now.
That's
no one you know. I'll tell you what.
said.
I'll tell you what. Let's get a blog going. Let's get a fucking conversation going on this. Who got pregnant from pre-cum? I'll tell you what. You're fucking lying. It's a fucking lie. And if you're fucking not sure, then
you
what
did?
the fuck? No, it's a fucking lie. Okay? It's a fucking lie. And I'm not... I will die on that fucking hill, buddy. I will, because here's why. I'm not looking into the camera. It's making me nervous. You didn't get pregnant on accident. You got pregnant because you fucked somebody who came inside of you. The bitter end of that story is, bitch, what are you doing? Letting him do that to you. And what are you doing that to her? Oh, it feels better that way. I'm going to tell you some shit. I love children. I love my nephews. I love my nieces. I'm going to tell you this right now. I've never loved anybody enough to be like, oh, now I'm going to pay you $300 every other week. I mean, I know that's high. I don't know what audience we're paying her to. I don't know what child support costs because, frankly, the reasons we've established. My point, really simply put, is you meet a lot of miserable dickheads with kids out there, and I'm like, pull out, buddy. Do some push-ups. Fuck someone else. But I feel like what's really happening is they don't want me to judge them for doing that because they think I'm a really fucking cool guy. This is what happened to me this week. I think what happens to me is people go, you know how it is, because they think I'm going to judge them because I have my whole, like, I can do whatever I want vibe about me. And they think that, not that they envy my vibe, because I don't feel that way by any means, but they think that maybe I don't respect theirs because I can do whatever I want. No, I'm not fucking Charlie Sheen on the TV show. All right, buddy? Like, I respect the fuck out of the fact. I'm not a youngin', I'm not an old man. I'm just like in the middle. If you tell me, hey, I can't come to something because I'm doing something with my wife and kids, like, that is 100% acceptable thing for you to say to me. What I will not tolerate is I can't hang out with you because I came inside this girl. Like, I won't. You're not my friend anymore, and neither is she. And it's fine. All right. But all I'm trying to say is, everybody out there with a baby, here's how it happened. You had some sex, unprotected probably, and that dude blew his load up in your ass. And any woman who says, I didn't know, I didn't see that. Okay, here's how you'll know. Ready for the thing women are waiting to tell all of the young women and all of the young people? When you nut inside of something, it stinks. It stinks. And that's what that smell is. That's you getting pregnant, girl. Get it. Now, you might have to cut some of this out. But what I will say is, I'm onto something here, because my dear friend is a therapist. My therapist happens to be a female. And we had this very conversation. And a lot of it was a little bit more involved than what I've shared. But ultimately, we both agreed, motherfucking Peepers is lying. It was an accident. As far as an accident can be seen, it should not have happened. Like a car accident, not an accident. See, an accident is, oh, I didn't know this and I fucked this up. A car accident, people allegedly know how to drive cars and then crash into each other. And she equated it to that. And this is my therapist signing off on my bullshit. Let's call it. She's co-signing on my bullshit, as they say. And I'm like, yeah. So anyway, what's happening with all these teenage pregnancies and all the pregnancies and all this other stuff is dudes are coming inside of people. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, not a lot of pulling out. She's like, no. I was like, because I'm going to tell you this about pulling out. I'm pulling out and I'm whacking the last like 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Just pop, 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 pop. Now, I have mental health problems. We know that. That's why I go to therapy. But I don't think I have sexually motivated mental health problems, which makes me very happy about myself. When I go to sleep at night, I'm not out there predatorizing anything. But I will not deal with the slap on the chest, you know how it is hillbilly who won't stop coming in some girl he doesn't love. Because he thinks he can't do better for himself. And I definitely won't support him when he inevitably has sex with somebody else, or she does. And then they go, it was an accident. I won't listen to that. It's not an accident. If you can read, you know how having babies works. And if you've had one, you know how 2 works. And bitch, if you've had 2, you know how 3 works. And I will not be trapped. I will not be, I don't know. I will not compromise on this. The hill I will die on is the reason why you're pregnant is because someone came inside of you. Nobody's ever pulled out and had a baby. There's just only stories about it. And the hill I will die on today is there's compromise. We're both going to lie about this. But once that baby's born, who the fuck are you going to be then? Because when you have a baby, nobody goes, oh, she's such a beautiful baby. No one takes that next step to be like, you blew a load inside that girl, didn't you? Nobody thinks that. They go, what a beautiful baby. I might have gotten a little off track here, but the ultimate point I'm trying to make is I'm really getting sick of these fucking slapped fucking hard chest motherfuckers. Like, you know how it is. Be grateful. Like, I don't have a fucking family to go home to. Not that I'm ungrateful for not. I'm glad I don't. Because can you imagine? This is why I don't have a child. The first time that my wife says a compromised thing, something in any way that has no integrity to my child, and my child fucking disagrees with her in a way that is in any way close to just defrauding this bitch, fraudulent, I would immediately be like, I can't believe I blew my load inside of you. Guys on the hill, man. I can't do it, Case. I can't do it.
You're doing all right.
And I'm not even trying to be funny anymore. Today I had real stuff on my mind, dude. I was feeling lonely around lunchtime. I went and got me a Little Caesars pizza and a fucking bread and some sauce. And the reason why I did that was because I was hoping to be able to share it with some people. And also it's because it's a goddamn great meal, frankly speaking. Like, for $12, you can get a pizza, a bread, a sauce, and a pie.
Where are we going tonight?
Little Caesars closed, baby. Oh, we'll go wherever you want. You got money this week?
No.
That's cool. You pay for all the production, so I'll pay for all the post-production. Dude, I don't know why that conversation bothered me so much. I feel like people... Dude, it's because of this reason. There's people who are, like, ashamed of the fact that I can do whatever I want and they have a family they have to tend to. And they think that I'm going to judge them for that. And then there's people who are, like, make more money than these people and have a family, and they think I'm a loser because I never got around to it. And I'm here going like, man, when I go to sleep at night, I don't think about none of that shit. Do you know what I think about? The same 5 things in this order. Are you ready? Should I eat again? Probably not. Man, I don't know. It'd probably be pretty easy to sleep if I ate again. But then I'm going to have to take a shower in the morning, make sure I don't got no jam in my beard. All right, cool. I'm going to go eat again. And then I'm like, should I brush my teeth? Nah, man, I'm going to wake up with that peanut butter in my mouth. Let's scoop it out like this. And I just can't imagine compromising that kind of decision making. Like, I don't want to compromise my efforts, my happiness, my relaxation, just because, like, oh, one time I didn't pull out. You out of your mind? Also, I just want to say a quick shout out to someone. I will never say your name. I know things didn't really go our way with that, but hey, how grateful are you now? Right? So what happened, dude? Did he get, like, punched in his face?
They're playing basketball, right?
Anyway, whichever happened to you, I'm signing off with, no one ever got pregnant from pulling out. Dying on that hill. No one ever got pregnant from pulling out, and I'm dying on that hill. Fuck that. It's a lie. Because you know why? Because a lot of dumbass people in this country live with fathers who would judge them. They say, but he pulled out. Your dad doesn't want to hear that. What do you want, tears? Why are you fucking this little motherfucker in the first place? Tell me. Tell me. And then they get over it when your baby's born. They buy you shit. Just shut up. Anyway, hats off to all you single mothers out there. Call me. Peace. Dude, I didn't use the N word one time on the podcast, and how proud of me
Shut
are
up.
you? Didn't use it. Do it again. Do it again. Go back to the beginning.
Shut up.
He slipped.
No, listen to that noise. Listen. It's very important. That noise. It is fucking disturbing. It haunts my goddamn dreams.
Oh, you can tell by the way. Is somebody smoking?
Yeah, shut up.
Who's smoking?
Probably Zach.
Don't
Listen,
come over that
shut
weed.
up, listen.
Don't come over here with that goddamn weed.
Calm down.
God, I wish I could. Am I missing something? It's his shoe.
No. It's his patella tendon snapping. And then he landed on his arm and he broke his fucking arm. Look at this. Look over here, dickhead. Look over here. Look at this. Look at this. And then look what Bert does. This is Bert. Just put that back.
Can you come up?
Oh my
That's
God.
the tendon. That click. You heard it?
Damn,
Did you hear it?
Like, I'm just gonna jump and see what happens.
And then he just puts his arm back. You okay? You're all right.
Oh.
Well, listen, I feel like we're signing off. We got to sign off with the fucking. That is motivational. I feel like this is. Hey, for real, I think we're at that hour. It's 9:02, buddy. That's that 18 minutes you were asking me for. Go ahead and pick up your knife. No, we're not cheersing anymore at the end of the show. We're just gonna sign off like this.
Which one do you want? Call the Dragons?
I think you fucking know which one. You gotta switch it back to the. Are you gonna play it?
Right. God damn it. Ah.
Well, anyway, next week, as your white and shining armor, we should have the sword. And I know it's been a little while, but rest in peace, Tommy from Power Rangers. That is sad. I feel like they're kind of dual marketing that to the smacking of the. Hit yourself with it. See if it makes the pop. No, in the face. In the face. Hey, this is that time of the show where we bring back the word. Oh, dude, I think it's fucked up that you figure out how to play it. You know, remember the lightsabers? You would wave back and forth, and they would make noises based on the motion.
Let me do it.
I'm pretty sure that's a soprano sax or a clarinet, though, dude. It's definitely a clarinet. You know what? We're gonna get some music guests on here soon. Hey, we're gonna get Ringo on soon. He'll tell us what it is. Hey, wait! Just before we wrap this up, if you could have any famous people, you get two. I want a pro athlete and a musician. I would take Aaron Rodgers on the show. There's a lot of reasons. We're not going to get into it. We'll get into it some other time. I would take Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
And I would love to have Ringo on the show. Because I would love to ask him if the story I've been making up about him for the last 15 years is totally true. And I want to know, because I'm going to tell him, I'm like, listen, all those Wikipedias about you getting into scrums, all those Reddits, all that stuff, I want you to know this. I know how to go viral. I've originated a great deal of Ringo Starr stories, bro. And you might ask yourself why, but I also thought the CIA was chasing me for many years. So I created a fake basketball league once also that actually sold some t-shirts. It's pretty funny. But anyway, I would go with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to get into why. Ringo, a lot of reasons why. We kind of touched on those.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just out there. I'm actually, right after we're done here, we're going to a bar, probably. Unless you don't want to, I'll go home. And I'm going to make up some Ringo stories and see what happens.
So, 2 guests I want?
Yeah. You don't have to do pro athlete. Just pick anybody.
I know, I wasn't going to.
And they have to be alive. I don't want any, live,
no.
Dad. So if Ringo dies tomorrow, clearly I will change my answer.
Clearly.
Ringo, I hope you
Or
don't
gets
die
arrested
tomorrow.
for sex trafficking, as most
Did
people
he?
you talk. I don't know, but most of the people you talk about end up.
Aaron Rodgers and Ringo are not out there trafficking sex victims, okay?
Let's hope not.
They're not, dude. Not together.
Also, we kind of like.
Every time
We
I
didn't
talk,
promote, but
every time I
we
talk
all-
about somebody, they go to jail the next day. It's like when people slap me and then they die a day later. Ooh, we should have my brother as a guest so we can tell all the stories
I
about
was going to
people
say,
that
that's
died.
probably why we talked about.
Don't even know what we talk about.
Never mind.
Somebody died that I talked about?
No. I don't know.
You know what, dude?
I can't
hey,
say.
what's worse? Hey,
I don't know.
everybody with an agenda, what's worse? Fake alien religion where you believe in something that at the same time you're arguing science would
Actually,
prove
you know
there are
what? I don't
aliens.
think I actually
Well,
like
you
a
know
Tom
what?
Cruise movie.
Hey!
They're not my favorites.
I don't
Even Top
Next
Gun.
week we'll do a whole. You know what? Episode 4. The reason why we're talking about Tom Cruise. We'll never summarize it because why? I don't like to conclude my points. I like to
We'll
keep
call
them
it
on-
cruising.
The best, dude. Every week I say something while we're talking that are brilliant things I say. That shit I said earlier, right before I left, fucking hilarious.
You left?
Oh my! We're gonna leave now. How do we sign off, man? We did the Zord thing.
I'm Casey Jones.
It's not his real fucking name, but it's who he really is, though. It's pretty fucked up. Oh my god! Before we go, in the movie, Casey Jones is wearing a John Van Beesbrook jersey.
Can we actually do one where you're not just shitting on me?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I feel like I can't do it. You made me feel bad.
I didn't mean to. Half the show
do
is
it all
you.
the
Half
time.
the show is you being like, "Are you sure?" Don't make me look bad.
Yeah, because the other half of the show is you shitting on me. Maybe you should watch it sometime.
I thought that's what you wanted me to do. I'll tune it back up. All right, hey, listen, for real, while
Do
we're
your
on the
thing.
subject, all right, one thing we're sure of, Aaron Rodgers could probably beat up the Beatles.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. The whole 4 of them.
The Fab.
When you put it like that.
Oh!
Woo!
You know what this show could have been called? We could literally just do a podcast about, like, we could literally just do the Beatles Weekly, and just bring it back from, like, the old days where they would, like, check in with John on Tuesday.
Yeah, that'll be a real productive fucking
know.
segment.
Right.
How's he doing? Well, he's got some grass.
F. Kennedy, I meant, you fucking degenerate. Oh my-
Also
Dude,
got some
me and Pat
grass.
have pictures of each of us standing on the X. We were like holding up traffic. I was like, sir! I was like, all right, now get me. All right. Well,
This has been another exciting episode of Not My Breakfast.
something you will never take from me. Except for lately, eggs are on the rise.
That's why I only got one.
I'm
For
Trent.
the fucking
He's
picture.
Casey. Eggs are like $8 a dozen. In fact, they're telling us we're gonna have to pay 25 cents just to have that egg in there. So next week we're gonna throw something else in. We don't know yet. Probably a pancake because French toast. You gotta
Oof.
get the eggy better.
Dude, I was just thinking pancake.
No,
I was thinking pancake.
There's late night pancakes.
We're having pancakes.
All we have to do is go somewhere
And believe.
and yes, sir. Just like we're gonna make people believe that Ringo could beat up the rest of the Beatles.
While we eat pancakes.
Episode 3. Ringo could beat up the Beatles. Stupid. It's just the best. All right, buddy. Well, I think that's it. We took this about 10 minutes over, I think. But hey,
We're good.
party on, Wayne.
Oh, yeah, good. Peaches.